We're live.
Hey, we are live.
Yes, we are. And we're in Brussels, y'all. You see the different background. I, I just want to know why Europeans are so hung up on bodily functions.
Especially if the city starts with a B.
Well, maybe we're talking about Barcelona and Brussels.
Brussels.
We're going to show you some stuff, y'all. I just don't know what to say. And it's so funny because, I feel like I'm prudish or something.
No, you're not prudish. It's like, I don't get it. But
Some of it's some pagan shit, y'all.
so we went on a walking tour.
Yes.
And me and the one guy was I call him Wisconsin. We were teasing each other, and I was telling you about, different places and bodily functions and stuff like that. And then she gave us the answer. So it's like, okay, well, that's kind of weird, but
yeah. So we are going to tell you some amazing facts about Brussels. I'm sure, everyone watching, because you all are so brilliant and so educated, or I won't say educated formally, but educated, right? That y'all know that Brussels is often called the capital of Europe, right? It is the place where the EU is, right? And so, with that said, this is an amazing city, and we're going to give you 10 fun facts, including the one that we just gave you. But first,
let's introduce ourselves.
Yes. Hey, y'all. My name's Halith.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about, what do we talk about? Money. We talk about travel and retiring abroad. We help folks who look like us, who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan, get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even early.
Early is always a good thing.
Early is good.
Then you can learn about body functions.
All of Europe. This, and right, and take 2.5 week vacations in Brussels or someplace like that. So we want that for you. We're having the time of our lives.
Yeah, we are.
We're having the time of our lives, and we want that for you too. But first, if you're new to our channel, then you might not know. Back in 2017, 2018, Rick and I got a wake-up call. We met with this financial planner, and he looked at our money, and we looked at our money, and it looked crazy.
It looked real crazy.
But about right before the pandemic, shortly thereafter, we started getting our financial act together. And I know if you've watched us before, I was getting them dates mixed up in my head, y'all. I was. So it did not take us as long as I thought. And the key was that my dad was living with us. In any event, we had already started reducing debt, right? But we really did buckle down and get our financial act together. And we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth. Y'all, if we can do it, you can do it too.
You can do it.
You can do it too. All right. And this is what we want for you. We see y'all in the chat. And of course, we are starting off with, before I get to that, because we're going to say hello to the folks who are in the chat. But next week, y'all, we have a gentleman who has been living here for 19 years that we're going to interview. So you have to come back. I just, when we meet long-term expats, like folks who have left the United States decades ago.
Yeah.
And are still living the life of their dreams, still living life on their terms, and still just so tremendously happy with no regrets as far as the move goes. It is always an interesting proposition. And so there were a couple of people that we saw living in Belgium that we really wanted to have on our channel. If I haven't gotten in touch with you, send us an email, hello@ourblackutopia.com. hello@ourblackutopia.com. And let's see who is in the chat. Hey, Shaquan.
Hey, Shaquan.
Hope you and the fam are well. Deneen Rogers, hello from the ATL.
Hello.
I love it. My sister is down there. My stepmother is down there. So I love Atlanta from afar.
Yeah.
From afar.
Hey, Bobby.
Good to see you. But she wants us to know that she's the Colorado Bobby. That's okay about Rick's name. She's a Colorado Bobby, not any other Bobby. Just in case y'all didn't know. Hey, Evelyn.
Hey,
Hola
Evelyn.
from Panama.
Panama.
We love it. Is it hot down there still?
Panama is becoming a hot spot.
Panama is. Panama is. Look, if you don't mind humidity, if you like tropical, if you like that heat, babies, you got to check out Panama and check out the other 2 videos that we did on Panama.
Hey, Winnie.
Winnie is in the house. Geraldine, hey, good afternoon.
Hey,
it is 9:30 at night here. Y'all, I didn't realize that Belgium is an hour behind.
No, we're an hour ahead of Portugal.
Or hour ahead of Portugal, right. So usually we go on at 8:30 p.m. our time. It's now 9:30 p.m. or 9:36 our time, Brussels time, 3:30 Eastern time, right? That's when we go on live on Sundays. I didn't know. I would have planned things a little bit differently had I been aware, right, Greta? Good to see you. Karen Louise
Hey, Karen
is in
Louise.
the house. Hola, Halisi and Rick in the OBU community. Yes, know you will have the best time in Brussels. Already we are having a good time. It's really pretty here.
Yeah, it is.
We're going to show you a little bit tonight, but we will definitely put together one of Rick's special videos with all of his cool editing and all of that about Brussels and everywhere else that we go in Belgium, because we're definitely going to take day trips. Hey, Action VJ is in the house. OBU is taking vacations without us again.
Well, we're including you now.
Yeah, we keep trying to tell you, do not wait. Do everything that you can to get your groove on ASAP, because next year, 2025, is going to be cray-cray. It's going to be cray-cray. I'm going to be speaking at Exodus Summit about some of this. I will have a link sometime in the next week in the description below. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I know, Action VJ, you will be here around that time.
Oh yeah.
But that's all I have to say, y'all. Let's get it together. Let's get it together so we can get out of here, right, Greta?
Hey, Greta.
And Frederica is in the house. We got Angela from Love Park Connection and Janetta. Oh gosh, it's so great to see all you guys. Allison,
I know. Wow.
Global Granny, I love it. Anita,
CK.
Hey CK, good to see you. Ballerina Ra is in the house. Chastity Harris. Is that a new name?
I don't know. I think I've seen that name.
Have you? Okay, Chastity. Good. I'm glad you're with us. Susan is in the house.
Yeah. Killer Queen.
So you know the people that we've met, because you can tell by how Rick reacts, right? You can tell how Rick reacts. If you have time to take the train from Brussels to Ghent, 40 minutes, and Bruges, that definitely on the list, both charming cities. Okay, so Ghent was not on the list. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Bruges is definitely on the list. So, and I think Antwerp is on the list. So that is what we're going to try to do, and hopefully we can make that work out. Dr. Donna.
Weren't we looking at Germany too?
We are, because, my Spanish tutor is in Germany. So we're looking at it, but I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find a quick flight, like a turnaround flight. We get there, the next day we come back type of thing. So if I can make that happen, then that's what we'll do. Thank you, Dr. Donna, for tuning in. We've got Nichelle and Vicky. Jess is in the house. Hello, Jiva girl. Is it Jiva or Giva? I'm assuming it's Jiva girl. Good to see you. It seems like a new name. I'm not familiar, but welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're not new, thank you for coming back.
Thank you. Hey, Professor.
Professors in the house. We got Tanya and Catrice, the Wandering Soul
Rapper MD,
and Yakota, Marguerite.
Yakota.
Tanya, we love you all so much. We are so glad. Badia is in the house. Kimmy, Elise, Flutter. Oh, yes. Now I know. I'm glad you are here. Flutter by PNW stands for Pacific Northwest. Bye, Pacific Northwest. I think that's like bye, Felicia. The tennis coaches are in the house. All right, y'all. We are going to get started. So you know the deal. We have only been here for about 48 hours. So what we're going to give you is 10 fun facts about Belgium and Brussels specifically, right? and then
what our impressions
and
are
then
of
what
it.
our impressions are so far, because I have formed some, because y'all know me.
Y'all know her. Y'all know her. She been talking politics to people.
Look, we took a tour today with all these Americans, and they made the mistake of asking me why we moved. What am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to lie?
Hey,
Am I supposed to lie?
I was up in the front.
Having a different conversation. But I did not, I just said the politics. I did not mention anybody. I didn't get into partisan conversations like I usually would, because, I don't care about I do care about folks. I do care about human beings in general, but they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm only going to try and talk to the people who I think would listen. Otherwise, I ain't wasting my breath. All right, y'all. So, number one, as we already told you,
It's capital of Europe.
Basically the capital of Europe.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right? We've got the European Union's headquarters are here.
Yep.
What else?
You got institutions including European Commission,
Yep.
European Parliament. The Council of the European Union.
Right. It is all here. And so we're not staying far from where a lot of these buildings are. And so we're definitely going to go over there, get some footage, and just, to me, it's kind of interesting, because even when I used to go to Washington, D.C., and I used to have to go there quite often, I would still get awed. And I don't know it, not by the people that inhabited those buildings necessarily, but just like the closeness to power, right? And hopefully it is power for the people and not power for the individuals, as we so often see in some of these countries, right? But it really is kind of awe-inspiring.
Yeah, it is.
Right? I mean, I was awed by the basilica in Barcelona that's still being built. It's like Familia de Sangres, I think, something like that, like blood of the family or something like that.
Well, when we were driving from the airport going to the hotel to stay in, he pointed out that this is where all the power is.
Yep.
In the areas, and the buildings were magnificent. It was like, oh my God, this is like the power hub of Europe.
Exactly.
Exactly. NATO is here.
So you're giving away some of our stuff.
I'm sorry.
See how he does? He be jumping.
Yeah, I was excited.
He be jumping the script and stepping on my jokes and stuff.
I was excited. I apologize.
So the other thing is, this is a very multilingual city.
Yeah.
Because Brussels is the home of, the headquarters for the EU, et cetera, et cetera. It is a very international city. All the foods are here. Girl, the foods are here. I said, girl, folks, the foods are here. And I've been eating too much. The foods are here. When we went downtown to the historic district, what?
And then waffle. Oh, Belgian waffle.
Yeah. I've got a piece of mine. It was too much sugar.
I ate mine. No, I ain't. It didn't have enough. That Belgian waffle was good.
But yeah. It was good. It was good, but a little bit too much sugar on an empty stomach. So I saved part of mine, and I'm gonna eat it.
But you ate this morning before we left. Yeah, so your stomach wasn't empty.
There was too much of a gap. I don't know. But I've heard that from the tour, 185 different languages spoken here in Brussels.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? It was interesting, very interesting. Some of the places that we saw, like, we'll tell you that when we get to it. All right. So I'm sorry, y'all. We got the window open.
That's either ambulance or po-po.
If y'all.
And they're driving right down the street.
Right down the street.
Welcome to Europe, y'all.
Yes. So the other cool thing that we have not visited yet, but we will have some video for you, is the
what is it?
Atomium. It's basically like an atom.
Atomium.
Yes.
Atomium.
So it, just like all cool things, it was built for the World Expo. And so a lot of the cool stuff, even in Lisbon, was built for the World Expo that was there. 30, 40 years later, because this was built in 1958. And it is basically a sculpture of an atom, right? It's got like 9 different things that come out from it, and the interconnections, right? So I can't wait to see it. It is huge. And we didn't go back to get the Ferris wheel either, so we've got to go
We
back.
passed the Ferris wheel on the train when we were going.
Exactly.
Did you see it?
Yeah. So we've got to go back and get that as well.
Oh, we got time.
We do have time because we're going to be here for about 15 more days, y'all. About 15 more days. So even I see your question, Greta. Even next week we will be here, and then I believe the Sunday after that we will be here as well. So we'll have plenty of time. If you all have any requests, hit us up either on the Facebook group or send us an email. All right, so that was number 3 was the automaton. So capital of Europe, really cool, multilingual city, very diverse, lots of different types of people. It is really, really cool. And then
I didn't know, and it's the next one.
Yeah.
I didn't know, I was going to say Portugal, but Brussels was a comic book capital.
Yes.
So if any of you guys remember, I mean, you have to be a certain age to probably remember, Tintin and his little dog and the captain, I can't remember the names. Yeah, right. But Tintin, he was created here in Brussels.
Before my time. I don't remember that. The one that we're showing here, so there are, you can take a walking tour, and I thought I put this in. Yeah, you can take a walking tour throughout Brussels. There are 60 of these comic book murals all over the city. And so if you come here to visit, go to one of the tourist information centers and they will give you a map. You can probably Google it and get a map online as well and go around and do your own kind of walking tour to see these murals on the sides of buildings. And then, of course, y'all know of a certain age, the Smurfs. The Smurfs are originated from Belgium. And fun fact, what's my fun fact? My stepmother.
Your stepmother brought them to the United States.
Yes, my stepmother was the one to bring them to the United States when she was the senior vice president of children's entertainment at NBC back in the day. Hey, Alethea. And so, the Smurfs are from here. So she used to come here all of the time to have to talk to, the founders, the artists, the producers, whomever. I don't know. I was too young to remember. I think I was 18 at the time or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, so the Smurfs and a lot of other comics originated here in Belgium.
And actually, VJ, your brother would love it over here, man. Where we are right now, the apartment we're staying in, all the bottom floor, the stores and stuff like that are pretty much art galleries.
There's a lot of art galleries.
Galleries.
Yeah. And so we're staying near Avenue Louis. And Avenue Louis, for those of you who know Lisbon, is kind of like their Avenida Liberdade in that, or their Rodeo Drive, right? In that it's got, a lot of vegetation in the middle of the street. So it's the trees and all of that. It's very pretty. But then it has a lot of high-end stores up and down the street as well. And so it's definitely kind of a shishi area and stuff like that. So once we get past number 5, we'll go ahead and answer some questions. So we had number 1, the capital of Europe. Number 2, multilingual city, very, very diverse. And y'all, we kind of blend in.
Yeah, we do.
There's a lot more.
There's a lot of folk here.
Black folks, yeah. Even the dude. So y'all. So we stayed at the Moxie. And I'm going to give them props for what they did after the fact.
I like the Moxie. I really like. I like the setup of it and everything. Was cool.
Now we're house sitting right now, but we stayed at the Moxie the first night because we're getting in really late. And I don't want to sleep in the house with the owner. I'm just kind of weird like that. But so we got there. I go to wash my hands before we're going to eat, and the pipe was disconnected to the sink, and so the water just pour out all over my legs, all over my feet, and everything else. I'm like, I'll be damned. Like, we were tired. We didn't leave Lisbon until 8 o'clock Friday night. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, but we still had to pack. So I was packing all day. And then, you leave early because you're stressed out. And so we got there around 3. And it, so we get in late. We get to the hotel. The water's splashing everywhere. We go downstairs and we're like, okay, we got to trade rooms. We got to change rooms. So
They jumped on it.
they jumped on it.
They were on time.
Yeah. So he changed the rooms. He gave us the room 2 doors down or whatever have you. And then when we came back downstairs, he gave us free drinks.
Yeah. What do you want? Anything you want?
Anything. Did I pick the most expensive thing I could think of?
Of course you did. He said, get what you want.
You know I'm black. Y'all know I'm black. You know I'm black. Because I'm black, y'all.
I'm black.
Black, y'all. I'm picking the expensive thing. That's what I did.
Yeah. Give me a shot. How much is that?
It was the most expensive vodka I see up there. So, and then the next morning I came down and I couldn't remember because I've been, we're planning for another trip as well. So I thought I had included breakfast in the price of our hotel. I don't know why I didn't. That doesn't seem like I wouldn't have. But she's like, no, you didn't pay for that. She's like, but I heard what happened. Breakfast is on us. So we got breakfast the next day, and it wasn't just like some stale croissants and some coffee and tea.
It was a real full breakfast.
It was a British breakfast,
yeah,
with wonderful scrambled eggs. They had something in it besides onions.
Those scrambled eggs was
they were good. They were really good. They had sausage. They had, the baked bean type things because it's British, right? So they had the baked beans, they had potatoes, they had bacon, and then yogurts and all of the toppings and cereal and all of that stuff. So I have to give props to the Moxie. That breakfast was on point. They had vegetables, they had hummus, they had fruit, so no matter what your diet was, they had something for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that they took ownership of me getting wet when I was so tired and gave us a salad, I was like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, our room, besides having to really move from the room, but everything was cool because, usually you have to go and check in and let them know you're there. And we were there. We got there late.
Yeah.
Because our flight was in late. But it was like we walked straight to our room and the TV and all that stuff was on. And I'm like, okay, why is TV on? Welcome, Halisi, blah, 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 all the information and stuff, for the room and stuff. And it's, and the Moxie is actually a Marriott.
Yeah, it's a Marriott.
But they did a great job.
They did a great job.
I give it to them.
So that was Moxie City Center. So I got to give them props. All right. Number 5.
Chocolate.
The chocolate, y'all.
Man, I ain't seen so many chocolaterias, chocolate stores, chocolate here, white chocolate, dark chocolate,
pink chocolate,
white chocolate. Lord.
Yeah, and they import most of their cocoa, well, at least the most famous place, most of their cocoa from Mexico. Go figure, right? So for all the way from Mexico. And so the one on the left, everyone got to try that. That was their signature
That's the
chocolate.
Signature, Mary's chocolate.
Right. Yeah. And it's like dark chocolate on the outside and then like a pralines sweeter thing on the inside. And so that was really good.
Yeah.
And then they came around again on this tour and asked us, for an order. She gave us a choice of like 5 or 6 different types of chocolate. I did the salted caramel. It was lovely. I didn't eat it there because my stomach, the sugar. So I just ate it an hour ago. How was yours?
It was good. I had the dark chocolate with I can't remember what.
Wasn't mousse in the side? Chocolate mousse in the side?
Yeah, chocolate mousse.
Yeah.
It was
so chocolate.
Good. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, melts in your mouth. So one of the things, I'm going to go ahead and remove that and get to some of these questions because Greta had already asked. So I think Belgium is known for their chocolate. And if I remember correctly, she was talking about different ways that they make it in the north, different ways they make it in the south. Wasn't that about the chocolate? Yeah. And so I think it's all of Belgium. Obviously here in Brussels, which is such a major city, all of the chocolaterias that can afford to be here are here. And there's these gallerias where it seems like every other store is a chocolateria.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, well, dang, they like their chocolate, don't they? Of course, Godiva is here. Am I going to Godiva? No, I'm not. No, I can get that in the States. But I'm looking at, and then the other one that's kind of everywhere, we have them in Lisbon. Oh, I'm blanking on the name right now. It'll come to me. It, it was right there. It was right there.
It'll come.
It'll come. But in any event, I want to try the ones that I've never heard of. And she was saying that with the chocolate, you do it like wine tasting. It's kind of the same type of thing. Like everyone makes their chocolate a little bit different, more or less cacao in comparison to the other ingredients that they're putting in there, et cetera, et cetera. The place that we went to, they were the official chocolateria
for the royal family,
and still are. So yeah, and the first female-owned, female-developed, female-founded chocolateria in all of Belgium.
From 1919, y'all.
Yes, from 1919. And so that's Mary's chocolate.
Mary's chocolate.
And so, yeah, they are the official ones, and that's what we got to taste, and it was lovely.
So the answer to the question, Rapper MD, no, it's different. Rin Tin Tin was that American series with the German Shepherd. No, this is Tin Tin. Tin Tin was the name of the actual character. He was kind of like teenager-ish, and he had this little white dog, and I cannot remember the name of the dog. And there was this seaboat captain that was one of the characters too. I wish I had a picture of it.
That reminded me of a Popeye character, but apparently the kid would travel all around the world. And
he traveled all around the world, all kind of different. And actually, for Brussels Airline, some of their planes have the 1010 characters. Actually, I took a picture of it
really?
when we landed, and we pulled right up next to it, and it's a 1010. So look up 1010.
Tintin.
Tintin, not Rin Tin Tin. Rin Tin Tin was a German Shepherd.
Before my time. Are you talking about the Adventures of Rin Tin Tin?
Nope.
Yep. No. So yeah, all of it is before my time. And no, you cannot go wrong with chocolate. You cannot go wrong with chocolate. And anyone who doesn't like chocolate, I have to question you. Like, I don't know where you are. Like, I might have to revoke some kind of card. Somebody's card is about to be revoked. I do not understand people who do not like chocolate. I know y'all are out there, but I don't understand it. All right, we'll answer this one last question. Where did it go? Do you plan on visiting any of those huge, gorgeous bookstores in Brussels like Cook and Book or Tropismith? Look, I took 7 years of French. That means nothing.
I think we will.
But yeah,
it gives us stuff to do.
Exactly.
We'll write that down, definitely.
Looks almost like a museum. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of this so I don't forget. I'm taking a picture.
Yeah, we'll be checking that out.
Yeah, Nichelle, thank you. And any other suggestions y'all have, because I've been, so busy dealing with, business stuff, taxes and stuff like that. I really did not plan a lot for this trip. I have aspirations for this trip, but absolutely no plans besides the walking tour, because we wanted to make sure that we got some history and stuff to transmit on to you guys. So, all right. So number one was capital of Europe, right? The home of the European Union, all of that. Multilingual, very diverse city where we kind of blend in. Like I've seen more Black folks. Oh, that's how we got on to the hotel, because dude who helped us out and gave us the free drinks was a Black dude. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, all right, Brussels. I see you. I see you. And then when we actually took the tram down to the old town because we're staying in a little bit more modern part of town. Not modern, but modern for Europe, right? Which means they were built in the 1800s and not the 1600s. So we took the tram. We figured out, because we use City Mapper, we took the tram down to the old town, and on that train ride and stuff, like, we saw lots of black folks, And so, every Western European city is not equal when it comes to that. We've been to European cities where we're few and far between. And so I am still, happily amazed to see folks from the diaspora here.
So 1010 was the main character. Now I remember. 1010, Lucky's the name of the dog, and Luke is the name of the sailor.
Luke, Lucky, and Tintin. All right. This next one. Remember when we said that Europe is kind of into bodily functions? So this is one of the patrons of Brussels and maybe of Belgium. His name, they name this. So this is on the UNESCO site and all of this stuff. And you see this little kid. It's called basically the pissing mannequin.
Yeah.
So
mannequin Pais.
Pais.
And they got him in chocolate, y'all.
He's in chocolate. He's in everything. And so this right here on the right-hand side, there's water coming out of there. The other one, the pink guy, was in the window of a chocolateria. But so the story goes with the one on the right that the French bombed Brussels, I want to say in the 1600s to 1700s, somewhere in there, bombed the out of them. But he was still standing, and that whole monument right there untouched, and he was still peeing.
Yeah.
One of the fountains that was still working after the bombing.
And I mean, it's such a big thing that they have a store with all
that was a museum.
Oh, excuse me. The museum with all his characters in there, and they dressed him in Olympic stuff. They have him dressed in all these different clothes. And then at nighttime, like the lady said, if you come back at nighttime, he'll be naked. They'll all be naked. And then in the morning, they have somebody come and they change their outfits and everything like that. It's for real. And me in Wisconsin was like, what's up with these bodily functions?
Right? Because there's one more that we want to show you.
So he was pretty much saying, excuse not to offend anybody, but he was pretty much saying, piss off, France.
Yeah, he was saying, piss off, France. That's what the statue was saying.
That's what it said.
Like, y'all tried to bomb us.
And we still standing.
And we still standing. And we still standing.
Now this is the pooping man. This is in Barcelona, Spain.
Yeah, this is Tio de Nadal.
So this is around Christmas time and stuff like that. And there's actually a store where that statue is there.
Yes.
As you see, when you get ready to walk in the store, as you see, you get ready to walk in the store and it's right there. It's like, okay, I don't.
So as the story goes, I'm trying to understand. This is some pagan Christian mishmash. All right, because so the kids are the statue is near the fireplace or in the fireplace or something, and he's supposed to poop out presents or something, and the kids are supposed to go into another room, the kitchen or whatever, and pray that he has good poop. I don't know, y'all.
But he don't poop out the big presents.
No, he only poops out small
I wonder
presents.
why.
Because the three wise men bring out
bring out the big presents.
So the game, what is it called?
Oh, Sony,
the PlayStation is coming from the three wise men.
The Nintendo.
The Nintendo, the PlayStation come from the three wise men. The socks and stuff that grandma get, that's coming from the poop and Tio. Okay, and Tio is uncle.
This is real. You can't make this stuff
You
up.
cannot make this stuff up,
So
y'all.
we thought we'd throw him in there because it's like, okay, you got the mannequin paste, whatever, and you got to show the pooping guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because when we saw okay, back to the States. So when peeing guy, so this was the first one that we saw, and look at him hold his penis.
You
So
didn't have to point it out.
well, he is, and then look at his face. Does he look like a little boy? Or does he look like an old man?
He looked like an
And
old
look at all these
dude,
muscles.
and he's relieved.
Look at all these muscles. How many babies or little boys have like definition? It's weird. The statue is weird, and the way that they used to make stuff back in the day with these old man faces on these baby bodies was weird. I'm just saying. But anyway, this was the first one we saw, and I looked at you and I said, "What's up with the bodily function?"
I say, hey, he looked relieved.
He is relieving himself. That's all I have to say. I thought that Jeanette said, I think the grandma's was weird. I will switch away from Christmas. It was, look,
You know?
right? I'm just saying. So yeah. So this guy is actually pretty small. He's just about like what, this big, maybe about not even a torso. The pink guy was pretty big. He was probably about 3.5 feet. Just hilarious. And the time and dedication that they put into Brother Man on the right-hand side, who has literally been there since the 1600s. I mean, she said that they had like 500 and something costumes.
Yeah, they just
for this statue.
Just keep dressing him up.
It can be nothing political, nothing religious, and it has to be from a nonprofit, I think she said. So I don't know, y'all. Gene's like, what's up with big little brother? He trying to relieve himself, right? He's trying to relieve himself. All right. So that was number 6. And if you come to Brussels, you definitely have to see. And it'll be interesting to see what outfit he has when you come. Because I bet you dollars to donuts, when we go back down there, he will have on a different outfit. Number 7.
We'll keep you posted.
Number 7.
The Grand Palace.
No.
That's not the Grand Palace?
No, that doesn't say
the Grand
Palace.
Place.
Yes. Grand Place.
Place plus palace.
But it's not a palace. The palace is on the other side of the park. It is so beautiful. Let me see. Can I do that?
Oh, those are okay.
Yeah. And so right here on the left-hand side is City Hall. And one side was built in 1414. The other side was built in 1420.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
I was paying attention and I took pictures. So this side is built in 1414. The other side that would be closest to the other picture was built in 1420. All with the same architecture.
Right.
And this actually, and there's another picture that we have, has a tower that goes up really tall. And then there is a statue on top of that she said was like 16 feet tall, of their kind of patron saint.
Oh, St. George that was killing the dragon.
Yeah, St. George who kills the dragon. So interestingly, the guy who designed the City Hall building was very upset because at the end there was a mistake, which is shown in this picture. You
can see the mistake.
Don't say what it is. If anyone can see what that mistake is, put it in the chat. If you're watching from the future, put it in the comments if you can see the architectural mistake for the City Hall of Brussels, which is on the left-hand side. Then on the right-hand side, most of the other buildings that make up the square have this beautiful gold gild on them.
And each building stands for different commerce, things that happen in the building. Like the one was for animal and collecting animal fat and different things like that. One was a bakery.
Yep.
One was for different things.
Different professions, navigators, the woodworkers, etc. And so the symbols on the outside of these buildings actually represent the business that was going on inside of those buildings at the time. Now I have no idea what happens in those buildings. I know the bottoms of them are all restaurants, but it is absolutely beautiful. As a matter of fact, I would have to say, and unfortunately, the beer festival was going on at the same time. So we're going to go back and get some more footage without all of the tents from the beer festival going on, because it is beer festival weekend, y'all, in Brussels. So, that's what we're going to talk about next. But, and
they all got the answers right. Off-centered. The building's off-centered, and which was true.
Yep. You see it, right? And it looks kind of weird. One side of the building, it has is longer than the other side. And so, Gene got it.
All of them got it. Action VJ got it. CK got it.
Yep, Michelle got it. All right, y'all. You guys are on point. I noticed it as somebody else was saying it. Oops, not centered. So, I would love to have some of that thick hot chocolate. They had that in Catalonia, but I never got any. And so I will keep my eyes and ears open to see if I see some. And you know who would know, Greta. You know Adelia would know, right? You know she would. So yeah. So this is probably at Europe and a little bit of South Africa too, because of the European influence, is really big with these squares, right? Where probably town hall type situations would go on in the middle of them, and festivals and celebrations back in the day, and still do. But this is probably the prettiest square I've ever seen.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
When I think about all the ones that we saw in all of the cities in Spain, in Italy, right? In England, in Portugal.
Yeah, it is.
We didn't see a lot of squares in Greece, but or some of those other countries. But at least in those countries, yeah, this is probably the most beautiful. It's lovely. So this is definitely has to be on your list. It's the Grand Place or the Grand Place, and it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, right? And this is 17th century architecture. There's another building that is on the other side, which is also Gothic, like this.
Doesn't have all the gold and stuff.
No, yeah, the city hall doesn't have the gold, and then the one other building in the square, which is also Gothic, does not have the gold gild. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. And then Rick already brought this up, and so did I. The beer culture.
Yes, Lord. So it was.
Hey. Y'all can't see us. You're like, hey, his beer. So this weekend was Belgian beer weekend, and you see the tents behind us. You can see a lot more of the square in this picture. You can see that it's pretty massive, and they had all of these tents set up behind us. It was a pretty smooth setup. You get a card that you scan, and then once you scan, it takes you to a website. You put your credit card in.
How much money you want to spend?
Yeah, how much money you want to put on it. And they basically give a list of the amount of tokens, the euro value, and then how much beer that will buy you. We did not go in, and now today was the last day. So, but it was crowded.
It was really crowded.
Yeah, and that was.
And there was a lot of beers, and one of the beers that I had in Portugal that you can't find everywhere in Portugal was Leffe. And I found it, actually. It's this. And actually, I looked up, I looked it up at the beer festival when I was looking on the charts of all the different beers, and it was actually made by Anheuser-Busch. InBev. So Anheuser-Busch was purchased by InBev, which is here in Belgium. And they took over Anheuser-Busch. And I was like, I used to work for Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah. Way
And it's my
back in the
favorite
day.
beer. I really, really like it, but I never saw it in the United States or anything.
Mm-mm.
And like I said, you go to Portugal and you can get it, but
Yeah.
it's not, you can't just walk into a liquor store and buy
No,
it.
because Portugal wants to promote Portuguese beers, right? So you all can you see Belgian Beer Weekend on the sign, and behind the sign is the tower that's on top of City Hall. So you can see a little bit more of it in that picture. And so, yeah, and then we tried the left beer. Rick had already tried it, but I tried it, and it actually it's really
It is
the
so
right
good.
amount of fullness and lightness, like the balance
Mm-hmm.
is really good, because I don't really like
Has
dark
kind of a
beers.
sweetness to it.
Yeah. So Jeanette says, so chocolate, beer, fries, and waffles. Oh, the fries.
Oh, yeah, we got to tell you about the fries. So French fries are not French fries.
You hear him rolling the R's. You hear him, y'all?
They're not. So what
What happened
happened
was
World War II, American soldiers.
no, she said World War One.
World War One. Excuse me. World War One. American soldiers had fries. They heard the person who was giving them the fries speaking French, which you hear here in Belgium and Brussels.
It's one of the official languages.
But French fry, and they start calling them French fries, but they're not French fries. They're
Belgian fries.
Belgian fries.
Yeah.
And the secret to Belgian fries is they're cooked twice. So they are cooked with two different types of oils.
Well, she said animal. She said animal oil.
Animal oil,
which we call lard. That's why they're so good.
And then there's another oil which made them. They're cooked twice to make them crispier.
Yeah. So the first time they're cooked at a low temperature to soften them up, and then they fast fry them in a very hot oil to finish them up to give them that crisp. And
so French fries ain't French.
You can get them cooked in vegetable oil or safflower oil or olive oil, but the traditional way is in animal fat. And y'all, look, yes, waffles, fries, beer. This is just a heart attack waiting to happen. It is just a heart attack waiting to happen. So, but it's good. The fries are good. The beer is good. The waffles are excellent.
Michelle said, I hear
Belgians.
They're really sensitive about
the
fries. Yeah, they are.
They're going to let you know.
There ain't no French fry.
They're going to let you know. Oops. They are going to let you know that this is not a France thing. And I think it's more the fact that France has, in the latter part of the last 500 years, 400 years, they really have been kind of like Russia, right? With Napoleon and everything, and and then bombing Belgium, and just trying to run roughshod over folks. During the 1700s and 1800s, early 1800s. So I think that's part of why they are so sensitive. Perhaps if they were German fries, like had they thought they were in Germany, because they do share a border with Germany, maybe they wouldn't be I don't know. But then the Nazis, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, they are sensitive about it, and it's quite funny. It is quite funny. All right, I don't think I missed any.
Jean said, my little big brother said, what if you're vegan? She answered that too. She answered that question. She said you just cook them in different oil.
Yeah, there are places that will cook the French fries in olive oil or like a safflower oil, or rapeseed oil.
See, now she likes crunchy fries. I don't like crunchy fries.
Look, I don't like them slimy.
And they don't give you ketchup. You got to ask for ketchup.
Because they don't need ketchup.
Yeah, they do.
They don't need, a good fry does not need ketchup. Okay.
A good fry needs ketchup and hot sauce.
I want to hear it from y'all. If you think a good fry needs ketchup and hot sauce, If you think a good fry needs ketchup, let us know. To me, if a fry is really good, it does not need anything else. It's
Ketchup and
fine
hot
just
sauce.
how it is. So let us know in the chat. Number 9.
European headquarters, I gave this away earlier, of NATO.
Yes. So besides being the EU capital, Brussels also serves as the headquarters of NATO, making it a key location for international diplomacy and defense. And there is somebody who is running for president in the United States that wants to kill or pull out of NATO.
I think he wants to hold the world hostage.
That's what I think.
Personally.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
If he can make some money off of it, that's all he cares about.
Exactly, because he's not for the people. He is not for the people. He's for himself. Y'all know who we talking about. But yes, so NATO is here. And again, I cannot wait to get back over to that side of town. I think it's about a mile in the opposite direction. And just, rub up next to all that power. All that power. And then the last one that we have for you, number 10,
Green City.
It is a very green city. So not only are they into recycling and all of that, recycling here in Europe is kind of just standard, right? You don't pay extra, and it is assumed that you are going to separate your stuff, the paper from the plastic and tin, from the glass, and then the organic product. Every place that we've been, so here now, in England, it was like that. It's like that in Portugal. It was like that in Spain, and it's like that here. And they have all of the separate bins outside and in the apartment buildings. It's just standard. Nobody's trying to act like climate change is not happening. It's happening, and they're trying to do what they know how to do, which is, of course, probably not enough. The other great thing about it is they've got beautiful parks here.
Oh, beautiful.
And so for those of you who don't realize, the cities really do keep track of what they call the canopy, the tree canopy, how many trees they have in a city to make sure that they are producing oxygen, and it helps keep the environment cleaner, the air cleaner as well, right? And so this is standard. But the parks here, on the left-hand side, both of these parks have very natural looking spaces. But the one on the left-hand side has a lot more, and it's huge. It is huge. That's the one that we went to yesterday.
Yeah.
And they've got hiking. You see the dirt paths here. They have hiking that's up and down hills and trails. It looks like you're in the middle of a forest.
You're in the woods.
In the woods. But then you can hear the cars on the main boulevard, out there. So,
concerts going on.
Yep. They had a concert last night. They might have them every Saturday night during the summer or fall. Who knows? I don't know. We were tired and didn't go over there. And then on the right-hand side, this is the park that is across the street from the official palace of the King of Belgium. King, right? She said king.
It's king, yeah.
Yeah. And it is beautiful. And they had music going on today as well after we left, of course. So there's plenty of fountains. This park also has a woodsy area.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can kind of hike in, but then it has a lot more manicured area than the park on your left, and fountains and kiosks serving food and beer and wine and all that good stuff, just like you would expect from Europe. So that's what we have for y'all. We'll just give it to you again from the bottom because these are in no particular order. It is a very green city, beautiful, beautiful parks, and really trying to do their part for climate change. It's the head of NATO.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you say the next one because it's your favorite.
What, the beer culture?
You've got to check out the Grand Place. And of course, the pissing mannequin. That's what I'm going to call it because I don't know how to pronounce this word. It might be Flemish. There are 3 official languages here in Belgium: French, German, and Flemish, which is a Dutch-like language. And so Flemish is spoken more in the north side. The south side is French and Brussels and then closer to the German border is where they speak German. No surprise there. And then, of course, this is a chocolate
haven.
heaven.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's the comic book capital of Atomium. Atomium?
I call it Atomium.
Atomium is probably what it is, but it is basically an atom sculpture. I can't wait to take my IG photo in front of it. It's a very diverse city, and of course, it is the capital of Europe in that all of the EU institutions are here. This is where the rubber meets the road, and they're all here making sure that each of their countries get their fair share.
So if you've never been here, you got to come here and check it out.
Yeah. And so the question that I asked Rick today is, would you live here?
And I said, I could live here.
So far, yeah. And I couch that with price notwithstanding, because it is more expensive
It is a little
here.
bit more expensive.
And so for that reason, it would be no. But if price were not an issue, if the cost of living here was similar to what it is in Lisbon, I could see us living here. Now, some of the other interesting things, where we are staying, I was saying this is a clean city, because we tried to get lost yesterday, and we walked for a good, 5.5 miles or so, according to my watch. And it was clean, very, very clean. And so for those of you who've been to Lisbon, we have white cobblestone sidewalks, and they get dirty. And the freguesias, the neighborhood, the parishes, right? They clean them, and some of the shop owners clean them, but they clean them every so often. There's a lot of folks in a concentrated space. And so I say, and Greta had said this before we'd even moved to Lisbon, that it's a bit gritty. Now, when we went to downtown, to the old part of the town, of the city of Brussels, I was like, oh, okay, here's the dirt, here's the grime, here's the overflowing trash cans, and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah, you're going to find it.
Yeah, but over on this side, my first reaction was like, okay, this is a very clean city. And then the other thing that I noticed is there are cameras everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, in the States, we're kind of weird about that, and we've got the stoplight cameras and stuff like that. But here,
just don't see them.
They're everywhere.
Here, yeah, they're everywhere.
They are everywhere. And so we were just noticing in the morning when we were walking to catch the train to go downtown that the cafes near our house didn't have their chairs locked up. Now, in our neighborhood, the chairs are all stacked and they got a chain going through them and it's locked up somewhere, right? Here, they were just there.
They're just there.
But then there's cameras everywhere. And there was a camera facing the patio of that restaurant down there. I noticed it. I kept looking at it. So cameras are everywhere. So that was something that I noticed that, I mean, on the one hand, it's probably safer here because people know they can't easily get away with stuff, right? But on the other hand, it does kind of feel big brothery. You think about the American movies that we've seen where they're like literally tracking you around the world based upon these cameras, these street cameras, right? Yeah. And it just,
yeah. People seem cool.
Yeah.
People are real cool.
Yeah, for the most part, definitely. The homeless population, or the unhoused, I should say, folks, and the beggars are interesting because number one, if you speak French and English, why aren't you making money teaching French to English speakers? Right? But you want to come to me with this sob story about, all this stuff, please, lady, please, lady, please, lady, please. And, I'm change before charity. I try to change things because charity runs out. We need to change things so people don't have to do that. And then this other man came, and the black ones always want to act like you was, brother from another mother, wherever he was from, supposedly, and had this sob story. it had the props. He had the props too. Pulled out some rice. I'm just trying to get some beans with this rice or whatever he said. I was like, I'm from South Central LA, y'all. I am not the one.
If I got change,
I am not the one. I don't like pulling out my wallet in front of strangers like that,
well,
right?
I'm not
And
gonna do
so if I
that.
have change in my pocket, that might be one thing. But I'm
Right.
not pulling out my wallet and showing you all
No.
the stuff I have in my wallet. So it's just no, I don't have any money. In Belgium, as in most Western European countries, the social safety net is thick and deep. And I know that there are programs out there. So he was trying to act like he was here illegally. He was trying to give us that sob story. I just came from
So,
some other country. And I was like, well, why'd you do that?
well, the one young lady wanted you to take her to the restaurant.
To go buy her some food.
Take me to the restaurant.
Now, I don't mean to be uncharitable, but so where's your mama, little girl? Where's your mama? That's what I wanted to know. She had a hijab on. Where's your mama? So
Did she?
she did.
Yeah.
She had a hijab on. I was like, still, no, I'm not taking my wallet out. I don't trust you. I don't know you. And no, I'm not doing it. All right. So is that cold-hearted, y'all? It might be a little bit. But I've done my share to try and change things so that people do not have to do that. All right, we're looking for questions, and this is going to be a short night, it looks like. Okay, so Evelyn asked, did you see the park with chase lounges and people were resting on them? No, but where we were, the park that was, add this to the, wait, I can't add, can I add it to the stage with yeah, I can. Okay, so this park right here on the right-hand side, when we went to the kiosk that was in the park, they did have some chase lounges off on the side, but I'm not sure that that's what you meant. But because that was part of the restaurant seating.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But we have a lot of exploring to do.
We do. All right. Okay, what are you saying, Carlos? It's about some ketchup. You can put ketchup, mayonnaise, or mustard, all good on fries. No, even 50-50 ketchup mayo. No.
Well,
Yeah, 50-50. That's so British.
well, Penny said garlic, and what is it?
Where is she? Was it down?
Because everybody was chiming in on it.
Okay, must be up here then. So let's see. Dog friendly. Oh, Jess. Okay, I'll answer you. No ketchup on fries. That's see. I'm gonna just show the people who agree with me. Right. I'm just gonna show the people who agree with me. I don't know why this is moving so slow. Sweet potato fries with a hint of garlic. Yeah. Okay, I need to put my dinner
and
on.
Ketchup, and that's a sweet potato fries.
Yeah, they do taste good with ketchup, with the sweet, with the hot. Wait, where did it go? Fries with ketchup. Also, I tried it with mayo. Yummy. I believe Canadians eat their fries with mayo. That I think that came from Britain. I really do.
That's really good though. I like.
See, Marguerite, I do not need ketchup with good fries. If the fries are truly good, right? That's all I'm saying. If the fries are truly good, if they're not, then they need help. They need help. No extra. Oh, but ketchup. True fries. And then Killer Queen, Miss Penny's ketchup, Miss Penny's kitchen. Yep. Okay, wait. We're
right there. See, good French fries need
garlic mayo.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All of them well seasoned. A potato will never need ketchup. That's right, Rapper MD.
Well, see, Miss Penny's kitchen ain't gonna steer you wrong, because let me tell you, Miss Penny's kitchen.
Yeah, she can cook.
Let me tell you,
she can
times.
Yeah, we have. We have, but back on the unhoused people thing. The other thing that that I saw just in the first 48 hours is I would say folks with their brain or mental health problems. Loud and just a little bit more aggressive than I'm used to now. I did start to see this in the States before we left, but I don't see it as much, if ever, I think, in Lisbon. I don't think I've ever seen it in Lisbon. Unhoused, of course, but the aggressiveness is what I'm talking about. So, but overall, I never felt threatened. And it was interesting because there was one guy on the train who was yelling and screaming at the window. And a young man who was sitting a couple of seats down got up and basically told him to shut the F up. And I don't know what he told him, but dude, shut up. And interestingly, the dude who was yelling and screaming, he was a big guy compared to the young man who told him to be quiet. So size wise, he could have maybe done some damage.
I think the kid, because he looked like a kid, just was telling him, you need to calm down because he was disturbing
peace,
other people.
Yeah.
And he did.
And he did. He calmed down, which means, okay, you know better then. Like if somebody can talk to you, and it was a very quick conversation.
Yeah, he wasn't threatening him or anything.
It was like a 15 to 20-second conversation. And so if somebody can say something to you and you shut the fuck up, it's like, you know what you're doing. You're just trying to get attention. What we doing here, right? Otherwise, you're out to lunch and you might be hallucinating when this person comes at you and might not even realize that they're answering a question. So Jess asks if they are dog friendly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've seen dogs everywhere. And interestingly enough, less poop on the sidewalks. Now, I've still seen poop on the sidewalks, but less than I see in Lisbon.
And none with flags in it.
And none with the flags of Belgium in it. Like we've seen the poop with flags of Portugal in it. So, yeah. All right. Wandering Soul is asking, how do you like the Belgium airport? It's on the top of my list for one of the best airports. It was so clean and I was able to easily store my luggage.
Very clean. Very clean. And when we came through, it was closed. I mean, the airport wasn't closed, but nothing was open.
For the most part.
Until actually, once you got out of the area when you deplaned and you went out to like
the main terminal,
then, you had more activity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it tripped me out because when we flew through Dubai, it was like, okay, this is crazy. Everything
it was like midnight and it was like it was 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
In Dubai at the airport. This was like normal. You land at 11:30 and all the concessions near the gates are closed, right? It was like that. And then once you pass security,
once you get security,
then there were some things open.
But it's very clean airport.
We didn't have to store our luggage, and and all of the signs also had English. We figured out how to find where you get the ride share. Just like it was expensive, y'all. Look, we are so spoiled in Lisbon because in Lisbon we can get from the airport to our house, and we've never paid more than €7 to €9. On average, it's about €5 to €6. We paid 30 here, €30. And just like in Spain, the taxis also do Uber. Interesting, right? That's how. See, taxis in the States, they're not hip to the skip. They're not hip to the skip because both Spain and here, it'll be Uber on one side, a taxi thing on top, and Bolt on the other side, right? It's like, what you want? I got you. So, yeah. All right. We got blurry midway. Uh-oh. Let's see. I'm assuming that a bit clearer now. Well, we're going to let you go. We are plugged in.
Yeah, we're plugged in.
So we should be fine.
It's the internet, so anything could happen.
Yeah. Internet does what the internet does, but
You just hope for the best.
Yeah, we're wired in and we turned on
we're
Wi-Fi.
both on. So
yeah.
That's Karen Louise saying.
So are there any special events or festivals happening during your visit? So we didn't even know about the beer festival, Karen Louise. And
big time beer festival. It ended today.
So I'm going to have to do some research because
there is too, because I took a picture of it. There's a comic festival, not comedians, a comic book festival. I took a picture of it.
Oh, okay, cool. So
it's like for the next couple of days, there's stuff going on.
So we will check out as much as possible. As I told you guys, y'all, I don't know. I was so busy planning my birthday, I forgot about our taxes. And so all of last week I was doing the taxes and stuff like that. And then getting speakers for our Move to Portugal Virtual Summit. That information is below. And so, between those two things, I did not do a lot of research for Belgium, but we're here. We are here until the 22nd or 23rd, something like that. So we've got time.
It's easy to get around. It's really easy to get around.
Yeah, especially if you have the app City Mapper. We went and got SIM cards, right? I did look up to see what the major providers were. So we got our SIM cards that first day, and then City Mapper recalibrated for Brussels, and we're good. We are good. So the navigation system. Oh, and the other thing about public transportation is you can just pay with your credit card. Just tap it to the thing and it will charge you. Now, I guess it's just one price for the whole thing, because how do they know how far we're going? So so that's the only thing. It's like, how do you know when I get off? Because it seems to me that if you only go one stop, it should be cheaper than if you take it from one end to the other end. I don't know. But in any event, so that's how that works. And thankfully, it has been seamless. It has been very seamless. So with that said, we're going to let y'all go. We're going to keep it short today. I don't see any more questions. We will be back next week with a special guest who has been here for 19 years. And so, if your move abroad budget, if your expenses is a little bit bigger, you might want to consider Brussels. If you don't mind a cooler winter, it was warm today. It was warm yesterday. So it does get hot here, but I'm going to assume that the winters are cooler. So if you don't mind a cooler winter, I would definitely put Brussels on the list.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's a cool city, and it's got the vibes and all of that. And can I borrow €1, Gene?
You crazy little big brother. You crazy.
So look, if you want to move abroad, if you're trying to get your money straight, take a shortcut. Take a shortcut. You don't have to figure it all out on your own. We do one-on-one coaching. That information is in the description below. If you like the group setting or you want to do both, Beyond the Bling, our financial independence course for late bloomers, is in the description below. Of course, our Move to Portugal Virtual Summit. And of course, we've got free resources. All of that is below. Join our Fire Over Facebook our Facebook Fire Over 50 group. If you are from the diaspora, you do not have to be over 50, but definitely from the diaspora. And between all of these resources, we want to accelerate your plan to live life on your terms, to live the life of your dreams. And join us out here in these international streets.
And we're on again on Thursday, aren't we?
We are on Thursday, and
for our Thursday short.
For our Thursday short. So we will see you on Thursday at 5:00 Eastern time. And Frederica, we track our time. We track our days outside of Portugal, because we want to make sure that we are in country at least 8 months and a day out of the 2-year period, which we are quickly approaching. When we became tax residents anyway, even though we've been here longer. So with that, love y'all. And we will see you on Thursday. Bye.